Okay, maybe I show you what I want you to be able to do after today's exercise. So on the left hand side, this is lamella, and if I turn on the simulation, then we can grab it. Okay, and we can define some attribute for the material so that we can try to simulate the kind of material that we want to work on. Okay, so this is only one piece of lamella, but then we can join many of them together and make like a grid or a network like this. Okay, so if I turn on the simulation, and then I can add a string connecting the two corners so that I can control the distance between these two corners and the other two corners of this lamella structure. So if I reinitialize it, it is a flat structure. And now I pull the two strings closer and closer, so it becomes naturally, every lamella will be bended and twisted, and then the entire structure become kind of a hyperbolic surface. And we can still control the two strings. Like if I want to make one side even shorter, okay, if I make it even shorter, then they are going to pull, and then all lamellas is transforming until it finds the kind of equilibrium state based on all the forces, because each piece of each lamella is trying to resist the force that is applied to it, and then it try to balance all the forces and find finally a stable shape for all the structure. Okay, so maybe you can pass down the structure. Okay, and this tool, if you unroll it, if you make it flat, you see the pattern of the grid, they are not straight, they are curved. It's because it is based on the asymptotic grid structure proposed by Professor Eichlein. But then one of our students, Zhao Zhao, are you here? Zhao Zhao? Huh? Zhao Zhao is not here? No? Okay, and one of my graduate students, she suggests that if we simplify the grid, we simply use this kind of rectangular orthogonal grid, so which is very easy to produce. We don't need any calculation, but still we use this kind of lamella grid to make a structure like this. We can deform it by like pushing these two corners or both four corners so that we can change the shape. And then this might be useful for us to design a kind of envelope system based on this kind of deforming panels. Okay, and with this kind of structure, it will be easy for fabrication. Like if we want to make like a GRC panel, glass fiber reinforced concrete panel. Okay, we can use a structure like this, and then we spray. Maybe we cover it with a silicone sheet. Okay, make it a smooth surface, and then we spray a kind of glass fiber reinforced concrete on it. Okay, and the structure, it can make it very thin as like 15 millimeters. then you can cover a very large area, like 3 times 3 meters, okay, with only maybe 20 millimeters thick, and then you can make curved surface like this, okay, and use this as kind of form for the fabrication of the panel, okay, and then you can adjust it, okay, without making the form work for every single panel when they have different curvature. Okay, so this is suggested by my graduate student Zhao Zhao, and I think it's a very good exercise for us, so we can use Kangaroo to simulate this kind of structure, okay, and we can play it on computer. Okay. So this one is totally orthogonal, okay, so it's very easy, and you can mass produce this kind of lamina and then join them, and then you can reform it to make it whatever you want. Okay, so this is the example, and I hope that after this exercise you'll be able to design your own lamina network, and then you can make simulation, and perhaps this might help for your final project, which is to design the envelope system for the asymptotic grid shell structure that we are going to build this semester. Okay, and for the semester project, each team is going to propose an envelope system for that structure, and then you can make it on the scale down model, 1/5 scale model. Okay, and if the design is good and feasible, beautiful, then we can propose it to the company that support our study, and then maybe we can actually build it. Okay. Okay, so let's start. Okay, I have already uploaded this file on the Moodle, but I don't want you to download it. You can look at it afterwards, okay, but I want you to start from scratch. So I'm okay, I close it, and then I'll also start from scratch. Okay, so the first thing I would do is let's start from very simple object. For example, like a string. Okay, not a stick, I mean a string. We can bend it. Okay, so we start with a line, so we can simply draw a line somewhere, and then make a reference to grasshopper. Okay, let me